Hey there, welcome to the AviationPro channel, another VATSIM live full flight. Today we're going to be flying the Boeing 737-800 of LOT Polish Airlines, and we're going to be flying this bird from Warsaw in Poland to Hamburg in Germany. So let's go ahead into the cockpit and let's get flying. Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully. Oh, that works. So I'll have to check if the audio works. Sorry guys for this bad start, despite that beautiful intro. You can hear me now. You should be able to hear me now. You might hear some echo because I'm trying to play myself through the laptop that I have next to me. Let's see what happens if I switch to... let's take a look. See if it works if I switch here, and then I'll add the audio source. So are you guys still able to hear me now? Hear a lot of echo. So are you guys still able to hear me in the cockpit right here? I hope so. Let's take a look. Okay, awesome. Thanks, guys. So I'll also lower the volume of the cockpit a little bit. I think it's a bit loud. Let me know if this is okay. Not gonna touch anything right now. Let's see if it's okay. 5x5. Okay, thank you everyone. Loud and clear. Oh, that's good to hear. And how about the cockpit sound? Should it be lower or higher? I thought I tested it all successfully, but apparently, of course, when you stream for real, it doesn't work. Okay. Hello, Michael. Hello, Steve. Nicholas. Welcome aboard, everyone. So, yeah, sorry for this little false start. Should be a bit lower. Okay, I'll lower the cockpit sound a little bit. Maybe something like this. This should be alright, I hope. So I'll just prepare the airplane in a moment. Let me know if it's okay. Cockpit should be lower. Okay, it should be lowered right now. So we're flying from Warsaw to Hamburg today, and I'll check if there's ATC online yet. Doesn't look like it. Now it's okay. Okay, thanks guys. There were some bookings from Warsaw tonight starting at 8 o'clock, so I hope controllers will actually come online. And also for Hamburg, it's a weekly event. It's perfect. Okay, thanks guys. So we have a weekly event in Hamburg, so we should have pretty much full ATC coverage with Warsaw radar covering the most of Poland, and then we'll go into, I think it's called Bremen radar in that case. Okay, good mixture now. Alright, perfect. So we'll tune in the ATC in a moment when it's available, and that's also another sound check to see if the ATIS is not too loud. Hello everyone, Karsten, Alarm 113, good evening, welcome aboard. So yeah, another nice little feature which I hope works and doesn't fail right now is that I can show my iPad screen. So if it works, I should also be able to see it in the live stream right now, but of course there's a little bit delay. I hope it works. So you can see the VAT map, or you should be able to see the VAT map shortly. Yeah, there we go, nice. And I'll also be able to kind of go through the flight plan for today, and of course program the FMC accordingly. So I've already loaded the FMC or the aircraft with fuel and passengers. We're carrying 174 passengers on board today, and we're quite heavy. We're pretty much close to the 0 fuel weight, so that's pretty nice. Let me see if you can still see the FMC this way. Oh yeah, that's perfect, right? So I can show you what the payload looks like. As you can see, 92.9%, so nice and heavy. Flight to Hamburg. Are we boarding yet? Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be boarding, but I usually don't really do that using GSX. A bit too much stuff going on. I do have a checklist this time. Check it out, guys. And a very nice checklist. And I've always kind of refrained from using checklists because I never could really find the one that they are actually using in real-world cockpits. And I always found the ones that are available on the internet are not very accurate, or too large or too small, and this one is actually perfect because I kind of looked at a cockpit video and kind of created a checklist that way. So I'll be using a checklist this time, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, okay, thanks guys. Looks like it's working, everything. Perfect. So I'll try to answer questions, of course, but I cannot keep up with everything. If you want to really have your question answered, then use the super chat function. I can't show the checklist on the screen, unfortunately, but I'll be able to call out everything. Might be on a PDF somewhere, but then I have to search a lot. But anyway, first we have to do the FMC planning, of course. So there we go. Thanks everyone for joining in. So our departure time should be officially 8:05. Actually, I'm doing a real-world flight, lot 401. which is normally performed by Dash 8 or an Embraer 170. But I don't have those, so I'll just be using the 737 of LOT Polish Airlines this time. And from what I understand, this 737 is really new to the fleet of LOT Polish. At least the next generation series is very new to the fleet. So I was kind of surprised to see that. So, but it's a good opportunity to use it right now, of course. Otherwise, I would have to add the Embraer or the Dash 8 or whatever. But anyway, I hope you can read everything. I can zoom in and out, so that's really nice. Let's take a look. So we'll go through the FMC setup. We'll be flying from Warsaw. Expected runway for departure. Let's take a look what I planned initially. I think I planned runway 29er. Yeah, there you go. We can see the takeoff data. This is a flight plan created using PMDG. Yep, the app that I just showed is VATMap. That's for, I think it's only for iOS devices or Apple devices. So not for Android, but there are other alternatives. Runway 29er. Destination is going to be Hamburg. And we're going to be flying lot 401. Just like KLM, a very easy call sign. Just say lot 401. There we go. So I just kind of do this the way I usually do it. What about the new conflict between Matt Davies and Toga Simulation? I just saw that video, but I'm not really up to date with all that stuff. I'm not sure what's happening there, but I'm sure it's not very nice for him. But I cannot really comment on that because I don't have any news or knowledge about what's going on there. Let's take a look. So I have here all my charts, as you can see on the iPad. Where are we? So we are going from Warsaw. We'll fly departure. This is always a bit tricky because I have to really look which runway is which chart. Some charts are really well named, but these charts are not really well named, so I'll just have to kind of skip them. Luckily there are not many runways. So as you can see, we're at runway 29er. Yeah, thank you Mohammed for wishing me a nice flight. I hope I have a nice flight without any hiccups this time as with the audio. But so far so good. So yeah, we'll fly the our first waypoint. First waypoint will be Lolsi. So we'll be flying the Lolsi 7 Golf, runway 29er, Lolsi 7 Golf. And as you can see, kind of prepared it already. We're gonna have first waypoint is Whiskey Alpha 901, 1500 feet or above. Then Whiskey 902, Whiskey Alpha 903 at 5000 or above. It's also in the FMC, always handy to cross-check that. Makus and then Lolsi. So pretty straightforward departure out of runway 29er. And I'll show you where I'm parked. Let's take a look. I'm parked here at stand number 4. Stand number 4, so we'll push back to the right, and then we'll just taxi around the terminal via whichever taxiway. I'm not really sure. I've never actually flown from this airport before, so either Alpha 4 or Mike 3, and then Echo 2 to runway 29er. Okay, so that should be a pretty easy taxi route. Let's go back to our flight plan. There we go. We'll pump in the rest of our routes. So we have the Lolsi 7 Golf to Lolsi, then the Tango 174, Tango 174 to Indig. And you've probably seen this all before already, but maybe some of you still learning how to program the FMC, and then now I can just kind of in a less formal way than in a tutorial video show you how it works. ATVAP, just bumping in the airways and the fixes. Lima 619er, Aragon. Uniform Lima 619 Bumil. And then Mike 748 Rarup. 748 Rarup. And I also usually plan an arrival already, just to kind of get an idea of the exact arrival time. Basically, so ILS runway 23, given that it's Germany and this airport will probably fly the transition, so Rarup 23 transition. So I'll try to take a look at some of the questions again. Let's take a look. Yes, I'm using vPilot AI. That's quite a good model set, very basic, but enough models to show most important airlines, at least here in Europe. Use the AIP charts, indeed, just got it from the VATSIM Poland and VATSIM Germany website. Yeah, I don't fly Airbus. I'm really a Boeing man, so I don't really have time to study the Airbus either. So and there's still a lot more to discover for me on the Boeing as well. So at least our route's complete, and we'll go to the performance initialization page. So fuel weight is already there. Then reserves, what I usually do is I'll take the final reserve fuel and the alternate fuel together. So in this case that's about 1.1 plus 0.9, so that's about 2.1. Let's make it 2.1. Round it up, and cost index is 30. Cruise altitude for today is flight level 360. Cruise wind, take the wind from the top of climb. So that's accurately calculated. As you can see, top of climb wind is 299 at 100. Oh wow, that's high winds. 299 at 100. That's pretty. That's a lot. So we're gonna have quite a bit of headwind, unfortunately. And the top of climb outside air temperature is, let's take a look, minus 56. Oh, that's already in there. Like it's exactly the same as the standard atmospheric temperature up there, so we don't have to change it. Transition altitude, I'll have to go back to the chart again, see what it is. 29 and transition altitude is 6,500, as you can see from the top of the chart here. Everything's still going well, guys. Trying to keep up with some of the questions, but of course it's kind of hard to keep up with everything. So if you really have an urgent question, make sure you use the super chat function so I can really see it highlighted. And yeah, I'm also kind of getting my money together to buy the quality wing 787 soon, when it's out for prepared version for OL soon. Not sure when that's gonna be, but anyways, any more questions that I can answer in the meantime while we wait for ATC? Okay, everything going great. Thanks for that update. Good to hear. And I'll try to view my own live stream also here in a separate window, so you kind of see how many people are watching, which is I think nice. Ah, there we go. 62 people watching. Thanks everyone for joining. Hope you enjoy your stay here. Anyways, I'll continue with programming the FMC 6500. Then we'll go to the takeoff speeds. We'll go back to the flight plan for that. So this is using TopCat and PFPX, which is always very nice. So we'll take off with a takeoff data from runway 29 here at Warsaw with flaps 5, derated thrust takeoff 1, and an assumed temperature of 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so takeoff 1 and climb. We'll also take climb 1 just to save some extra engine life. Takeoff, flaps 5, and center of gravity is 25.1, which gives us a V1 of 144, V rotate of 144 as well, and V2, which is safe climbing speed 150, which is already in there. Okay, I get these errors quite often. But yeah, usually it can be ignored. Alright, so I'll set V2 speed to 150. I'm not sure what the initial climb altitude is, it's probably on the chart. We'll take a look at that when we review the departure. Let's take a look. Initial sit climb 6000 unless otherwise cleared by ATC. And as you can see also on the chart, we have to contact Warsaw or approach 128.8. Alright. Yeah, hello Jacob, Steve, hello. I use PMDG to generate the flight plan. No, it's not the other way around tonight. I'm just flying this way. Okay, so that's most of the flight plan done, I think. Let's take a look. One more thing, let's execute all that. The route data I also usually put in the average wind components at the first waypoint in this area, like here. As you can see, 293083, so that gives us a more accurate flight time calculation and when it executes. And that should be most of the flight plan done, and I'll use the first officer's ATC to open the progress page, and as you can see, we have plenty of fuel with us today. Arrival time, if you would depart now, 1920 Zulu. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay. So I'll check if there's some ATC online. It would be nice, right? Otherwise, we're going to be a bit lonely. Looks like there's no ATC online yet, but it's not 8 o'clock yet, so they have some time, I hope. But as you can see in Hamburg, everything is online by now. Maybe a good time to check the weather at both airports. Might be a bit hard to see for you guys, but I'll try to zoom in. Oh, maybe this will work. The 1730 Zulu, the top one, as you can see. Wind is 260 degrees, 6 knots, so runway 29 makes sense. Variable between 220 degrees and 300. So not very strong winds or anything. Visibility is more than 10 kilometers. Fuel clouds at 2600. Yeah, looks like it. Temperature 11, dew point 9, QNH 1016. So we don't have to use anti-ice yet. Although it's getting winter in Europe, it's going to be the anti-ice season. But it doesn't look like we need it yet. But I'll set the QNH to 1016. No significant change. And we'll check the weather at Hamburg as well. Just kind of get an idea what it's like there. Currently the wind 250 degrees, 8 knots, so runway 23 also makes sense. Variable between 220 and 290. More than 10 kilometers, broken 1900, broken 4000. Temperature 13, dew point 10, QNH 1018, no significant change. So not very weird weather actually. So we should be fine for most of the flight. Okay. So I'll prepare the rest of the airplane to kind of get to the pre-flight, and once there's ATC online, we can just immediately ask clearance, I would say. So, you know, I have the dome lights still on just to keep everything still visible. Just go over the panel like column by column, right? So the old Emperor on, these switches are all neutral. Fuel pumps, we can still leave them off for now. Do we have center fuel? We got a little bit of center fuel. Yeah, I'll just start the APU in the meantime as well, so we can get some bleed air running. Alright, this is all looking fine. There's still some doors open. We have the APU bleed on, supplying air in a minute. and our cruise altitude is going to be 360, and our landing altitude at runway 23, which you can also get from here. It's 103 feet. So put the do 100s. Okay, logo lights on as well. It's kind of nice, right? Just kind of, I can show you guys the outside. Hopefully. There we go. So yeah, good looking Boeing 737, right? Alright. So I think I'll just close the doors of the cargo already. As a matter of fact, close all doors, and we'll just have to wait for some ATC to pop up. And if they don't pop up, then it would be really a shame, because they did make a booking, you know. Alright, so in the meantime I maybe can answer some questions, so it might be a good time. For all those guys who are watching this after the live stream, I'll try to repeat the questions. So departure time is 5:08 local time, or 5:06 UTC time, and in Warsaw, yeah, indeed, they will be online at 8. Let's take a look. Sign up for VATSIM. Never had enough courage to go and fly. Well, there are a lot of videos on this channel that you can watch and maybe are helpful. And actually, I'm going to create a new VATSIM series that's going to be released. Those videos kind of in November. So stay tuned for that. A brand new VATSIM series with, you know, the latest software, the latest pilot clients. You know, a lot of has changed in the flight sim world. In the meantime, since the videos that I created for the P1 pilot rating program, when I was still using FS 2004 as Squawk Box, a lot of things have changed, so it's good to give those videos an update, and I'm sure you guys will like it, especially if you're new to VATSIM and new to flight sim in general, and it's a great way to learn a lot about aviation, of course. So your sim is so smooth and fast. Thank you. Yeah, it's always a bit of experimenting which settings work, also with the encoder, things like that, for OBS that I'm streaming with. The 737 checklist, it's I created it myself, based on a KLM checklist, basically. How long is the flight? Well, it's, well, take a look. So we would depart now. We arrive at 1926 Zulu, so 1 hour and 26 minutes. Alright. The last flight I went had a 20-minute delay taxiing from the Polderbaan. Yeah. Yeah, the Polderbaan is always bad. Okay. And what would you like to do later? Pilot. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, to do flight training. I'm currently studying a master degree in health economics. But maybe after that I might go into flight training. It would be cool to fly for KLM. Of course, I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I don't really like to already say beforehand that I'm going to fly for KLM, because, you know, it's a matter of luck, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you need to go through training. It's not like you can get a job at KLM just like that. So better not brag about going to KLM where you're actually not going to KLM, for example, or become a pilot in the first place, right? You skipped my question. Can you see my messages? Probably. Yeah, there are a lot of people. Are you going to see the chat more often when you reach the cruising altitude? Yeah, probably. Probably. I'll try to keep the chat in the corner of my eye. It's okay. Yeah, indeed. KLM Flight Academy has lowered its price. I think it's more of an effort to stay alive. Because you know, lowering your price for flight training like that is kind of suspicious in my opinion. Yeah, I was not going to do that anyways, because I'm still studying. So, anyways, let's take a look. Is there ATC online yet? Yes, we have Warsaw Tower. I'll check with vPilot if that's indeed the case. Yeah, 1183. So in the meantime, I hope some other people will come online, and then we can start our flight. So the frequency is 1183, I believe. Yeah, 1183. I'll just go to the frequency. So I'm using the remote flight app still on my phone, which is really easy. It's kind of on in the location where the real radios are as well, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, guys, let me know how the 8C sounds. Might do a radio check actually. Let me know how the 8C sounds, if it's kind of well mixed with the other sounds. Okay. Is that the only person yet online? Looks like it's. I hear someone.
Say again, please. Jet 887 cleared to Berlin, Kegel.
So how does it sound, guys? Lower or higher?
Contact instrument departure is low system close and scope for you 4550.
Don't have to do a radio check right now because.
Please to Berlin, Kegel Airport.
There's already other people talking, right?
4550. Departure by low speed, West 887. Lot 887 is the correct taxi to Hollywood, runway 29 and climb of runway 29
okay.
Via Mike Echo.
So no 8C yet, unfortunately.
Taxi to runway 29 by Mike and
a little bit higher, I'll put a little bit higher, just for those guys.
Lot 887, you can line up runway 29 when ready.
Hope that's okay, guys.
Or
even a bit higher, if you need to. Or yeah, turn down PMDG sounds. I thought it was all configured properly, but things change. Let me see. Okay, guys, I'll just ask 8C clearance. I think it doesn't really make sense to wait any longer. Departure time is in 2 minutes. So yeah, I think I'll just ask my clearance. I don't see any 8s online, so we don't have any 8s information to report, but I expect a LOLC. What was it again? It's a weird name. Okay. Okay, guys, thanks for the feedback. LOLC 6 Delta. Runway 29er, and a squawk, I don't know. And I hope it's okay. So I'll request clearance, and then we'll see what happens. And I hope that 8C will pop up in the meantime. Not sure if he has a special name, or it's just called Warsaw Tower. OKC. OKC Tower. Okay, there we go. OKC Tower, good evening, lot 401 and stand number 4, requesting clearance to Hamburg.
Lot 41, stand by for clearance 1 to 2 minutes.
1 to 2 minutes, okay. Yeah, it's indeed a shame that Fokker 70 aircraft are leaving the fleet of KLM. Gonna make their last flights on Saturday. So, sad event. We'll just stand by. Hope you guys can hear the clearance alright. What's that? Aircraft spawning. Yeah, the dynamic lights don't often work as well as I'd like to see. Sometimes your whole cockpit's like the whole cockpit lights up like crazy when there's a GZAC vehicle behind you or another aircraft. It's just the kind of the things that still need to be fixed. Not sure why I have to wait. My call sign is lot 401. Maybe he's waiting for other agency to pop up. Maybe they're...
Lot 401.
Lot 401, go ahead.
Lot 401, are you ready to copy clearance? Your destination?
Ready to copy, lot 401.
Lot 401, you are clear to your destination via flight and route departure on A29, low C7 Golf 4551 and information for
Information Foxtrot, clear to Hamburg via the low C7 Golf departure runway 29er, squawk 4551 for lot 401.
Lot 401, read the correct call for startup and pushback.
Wilco, lot 401. So I hope you guys could understand that clearly. It was kind of low volume for me as well, so maybe you're not the only one. But apparently we have a different departure route, the low C7 Golf departure. Oh, I had the wrong one in front of me. Runway 29er, let's take a look.
Low 887, wind is 230, degree 6 knots, runway 29er, clear for takeoff after departure. Monitor Unicorn 1 to destination. Next flight.
So, runway 29er, where are you? Ah, low C7 Golf. Did I select that? I think I selected that. Yeah, I did. Oh, never mind. I wrote down low C6 Delta or whatever. Okay, so we have our clearance. Information Foxtrot is on board. So now we can kind of take a look at our departure routes officially, because we now know that we're actually going to fly this departure. So climb straight ahead to the left turn. Kind of reviewed that with you guys already. 1500 or above at Whiskey Alpha 901, 5000 above Whiskey Alpha 903, and then to Lol C. Then we'll let's take a look. Speeds are all okay. The initial heading is going to be 289er. 289er. And so far no ATC yet. Let's see if we can tune any VOR stations. Okechi on 1345.
Are you ready to copy clearance?
What? That's another one. I think he was calling me. 113.45 for the Okechi VOR. There's not really anything that we can tune for this departure route. Not anything in particular. Just put in 289. Okay, looking good. I think we can go through the pre-flight checklist. Globmeister, hello, good evening. Glad to have you on board. Well, what did you miss? You missed a very nice intro. But also my audio settings not working right from the beginning, unfortunately. Hopefully it works now. So pre-flight oxygen, yeah, well, it's tested. I kind of did it before flight already. Navigation and transfer switches are on normal and auto. Window aids on. Personalization mode selector is auto. Right here. Flight instruments. We have a heading of 289er and altimeter set. Altimeter is 1016. Parking brake is set, and start levers are cut off. Pre-flight checklist completed. Okay. So we have our clearance. I'll prepare the rest of the airplane right now. Kind of get ready for pushback. Let GSX prepare for pushback and departure. Buck Fields, hello. Welcome on board. glad to have you on board as a patron. We'll push back to the left, right? Do I want to start the pushback 4 engine? Okay. So all the fuel pumps are on. Electrical hydraulic pumps are on. And APU is also running. And let's take a look at the trim setting. Trim is 5.09er, so we'll put that there. I'll turn off the iPad, by the way. 5.09er. Okay. Auto brake RTO. And we'll have the flight directors on and LNAV. And looking good. Okay. I'll do one more check for ATC. See if there's going to be a Warsaw radar online, which would be nice. No, not yet, unfortunately. Oh well, maybe it pops up, otherwise we'll have to wait to see in Hamburg anyways, which should be great fun. And I'll check the ATIS in a second. I think the QNH has changed, still 1016. Okay. That's looking good. Alright, so all the doors are closed. I'll have the legs page open. Any more questions with soundpack? Well, I don't really have custom sound pack. I changed some sounds with some sound packs, like the seat belts and the packs, I believe, the trim. But other than that, the sound pack is pretty much default. Okay. It's still showing, right? Okay. We'll go through the before start checklist. The flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel, we have on board a total of 8.7 tons, and all fuel pumps are on. I will turn off the center fuel pump after startup. No, not gonna need it, it's almost empty. Passenger signs are on. Windows are locked. MCP, we have V2150 heading 289. Altitude 6,000 feet, and takeoff speeds we have V1 144, rotate 144, and V2 150. CDO pre-flight is completed. Rudder and aileron trim are free and at 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, and takeoff light is on. Regarding the taxi briefing, maybe it's nice to show where we're going to taxi. It's good to have that chart open once we move. So ground. As you can see, pushback here from this terminal to this direction, and then we'll move further up. Apparently there's another chart. Yeah, there we go. Stand number 4. Push back to the left or the right if you view from that stand, that viewpoint, and then along the terminal, and we'll taxi along the terminal to runway 29. Okay. Let's see. GSX should be ready. All I have to do is remove the wheel chucks. I'll transfer the buses to the APU. We can remove the ground power, and we can remove the wheel chucks once ready. So guys, we're gonna start to move, and then we should be ready. Receiving a text message from someone. Well, my call sign is lot 401. There's not much aircraft online, I think. Alright, so I think we can move. And I'll ask for startup push. The engine display open. force start checklisting is completed. And I'll turn off the dome lights, by the way, just to keep it a bit more visible for myself. I'll give you guys some floodlights, otherwise you don't see a thing probably. There we go. That should be nice. And some more light as well here. There we go. Is there someone else gonna talk? I hear someone. He's trying to, but does not succeed. And lot 401, ready for push and start.
Lot 401, push and start is approved facing north.
Pushback and start approved facing north, lot 401. So that is indeed in the right direction, right? And we'll start our engines in the meantime. Remove the wheel chocks. Parking brake is still set, and we'll turn off the packs. And we should be good to go. Gear is getting locked. Just turn my lights down a bit up here. Hope you can still see me though. Brakes are released. Hi, Silverwood Gaming, welcome. Red Hero, welcome aboard everyone. There we go, we're gonna head off to Hamburg finally. So I'll start number 2, we have packs off. Starting number 2. Not sure if this is the correct. We'll push further. Apparently this pushback here is not working very well. I'll just use the manual pushback mode, if that's possible. Meantime, starting the engine. There we go. Starter is cut out. And starting number 1. So it looks like we're not going to be pushed back any further. So I'm going to have to make a weird turn. But that's okay for now. There we go, 25% N2, and we'll add the fuel.
Tight.
Let's check if there's ATC online. Other than just tower, would be nice. No, that's a shame. Might be a good message to controllers, like if you do make a booking, try to actually, you know, be there, because it will be nice. Okay. Engine started up. And we'll turn the packs on. Isolation valve auto. APU bleeds off. And we'll transfer the buses, P2 heat on, and the engine structures continuous. Looking good so far. 4551. Put the transponder mode to transponder, and we can turn the APU off. There we go. So before the taxi checklist, generators are on. probe heat is on, anti-ice is not required, isolation valve is auto, and start changes are continuous. Recall is checked, auto brake is RTO. Flaps, we'll set flaps to 5. I'm also going to do a flight control check. Oh, there's someone texting me, but I cannot really reply to every chat function in the world available. So please use the chat in the on YouTube, because otherwise I have no idea who I'm talking to. Okay, system can be checked. So flaps are 5 green lights, and start lever is idle detents. Flight controls are checked, and the ground equipment is clear. Okay. Looks like we have an issue there. Oh, was there still a door open or engine? There's something going on. Oh, maybe there's some kind of reverse reactivation or something. As you know, my reverses are a bit odd every now and then. So, okay, there we go, guys. Okay, Polish Warsaw. Hello, good evening. The tower controllers. So is there going to be any radar controller online tonight? Would be nice. You still have like 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to ask clearance. My visits are always, you know, secret. I don't announce beforehand where I'm going to make a flight. So if you're a controller and happen to see me, yeah, I will have an opportunity to thank you for controlling. So the tower controllers just welcomed me here. So thanks, guys. So we'll be departing shortly. Before taxi check is completed, we can start taxi. I have the ground chart open. Yeah, that was me. Lot 401 is ready for taxi.
401, taxi via Uniform Zulu Alpha, Echo to boarding point runway 29.
Via Uniform Zulu Alpha and Echo to holding point runway 029er. Sorry, lot 401. Alright, hello Ali, hello R1 Aviation from Delft. Okay, let's taxi. So I have to make a bit of a weird turn here. Unfortunately, it's not possible to change that. Zulu Alpha. And I'll hide the chart for you guys, you can actually see. And let me sync the throttles. Is GSX still blocking me or something? What is this? Don't seem to be moving. That's weird. Ah, there we go. So GSX was blocking me. That's why the manual pushback feature also didn't work. But that's okay. We're on our way. In the real world I would hit this airplane, of course, probably. Oh, maybe it's alright. So we'll taxi via Uniform Zulu Alpha and Echo. Okay, so I'm gonna have to find my way around this airport, a new airport for me as well. Yeah, let me know how the audio is, guys, if it's kind of well balanced or not. I can still change it right now, of course. Uniform. This will be Zulu. Zulu. And then we'll taxi via Alpha, which is the taxiway next to the runway. Audio is great. All right. So how many people are watching today? 93 people. Oh wow! Wow! Welcome aboard, everyone. As you can see, very nice night environment. So taxiway to the left here is Mike. Take the next one. I'm gonna tune down the AC a bit. They're a little bit loud for me personally. The RYANAIR airplane over there, and as you can see, the weather is perfectly stable and fine. And we'll turn here left at Alpha. Kind of speeding up too much in the turns. Hello, Robbie. Welcome aboard. Hello from Egypt. Hello, Sheriff. And from Leeds. We got people from all over the world again. Happy to have you on board this flight. So if you happen to just tune in, perfect moment, because now we're actually just starting the flight. And we're going to be flying from Warsaw to Hamburg on the VATSIM network. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. So I'll just do the before takeoff checklist already. Flaps are set at 5, green light, the stabilizer trim is at 5 units, which completes the before takeoff checklist. And when we arrive at the runway, just remember to put the landing and strobe lights on. And the auto throttle, well, in fact I can turn it on already. And of course put the transponder to 2ARA. And I don't think I have to turn the weather radar on because the weather is perfectly fine. Alright, so we should be making a left turn shortly. Then we arrive at I do kind of have to know if there's going to be a radar controller online, because otherwise I have to switch to that frequency myself. As you can see, runway 29 is at. Now we have to go left here. Okay, it doesn't seem there's ATC online, so I'll just continue for now. And I'll continue with the departure. So, welcome in everyone who joined in just now. We're about to take off. Exciting moment. And everything is looking good so far. So I had a bit of a startup issue with the audio, but looks like it's all fine right now. Okay. So we just follow that to the end of this taxiway. Not really difficult. This is the Whiskey, or however you pronounce that, scenery of Warsaw. There's a whiskey. No. Probably the Polish viewers are able to pronounce it. There's a wiki. Where's the wiki? Runway 29er. There we go.
401, wind is 270 degrees, 8 knots, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff after departure. Monitor Unicorn 1, decimal flight.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 29er, and after departure, monitor Unicorn 122 decimal lot 401. Bye bye. Landing and strobe lights are on. TARA on the transponder. And we should be good to go. So there we go, guys.
39er, 49er, and taxiway uniform.
Runway 29er. There we go. Ready? Take off. Advancing to 40%. No real wind, so that looks good. Engines are stable. And then take off. Hope the audio is okay when how the engines are rumbling in the background. Thrust is set. 80 knots. Nice and heavy, so it will take a while. V1, rotate. Alright, pulse rate, gear up. Look at that view, guys, isn't that beautiful? So, I think active sky was not running. So I've just started up. The weather should be pretty much the same. Few clouds. Alright, looking good. I'll accelerate to flaps up speed. Still flying manually. And we can enjoy some of the beautiful views. You see that? And we'll just lower the pitch a little bit. Practical exam happening in Scotland. Yeah, I've considered Scotland as well, flying to Edinburgh, but we'll put the flaps to 1, and we'll monitor Unicorn 1 to 2 decimate, and make a right turn here. Well, I'm probably not running at 60 frames per second. It might look like that. Flaps up. So nice and steady departure, as you can see. Not much going on, and I'll engage VNAV and autopilot A in command. VNAV wants to activate, yeah, there we go. And we just can continue to climb. Let's put an intermediate altitude in first, 15,000 feet. Landing gear to off, engine start switches off, taxi lights off, tractable lights can go off as well. And we'll do the after takeoff check. Engine bleeds are on. Yeah, I'm sorry, the one who's messaging me, I cannot answer every question, especially not during this this phase of the flight. Look at that view, guys. Beautiful clear skies over Poland. And over Warsaw tonight. Isn't that beautiful? Engine bleeds are on. Right, yeah, they're on. Packs are auto. Landing gears up and off, flaps up and lights. Altimeters standards. Yeah, we passed the transition altitude by now. Maintaining 250. And looking pretty good. After takeoff checklist completed. Wow, look at that. This is what I love about flight sim these days. Just beautiful looks. And it's very stable as well. Or I have to do this, otherwise it will crash at Hamburg, you will see. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off the center pumps. We don't need them anymore. Center pumps, center tanks are empty. And we're doing good so far. What else do we have? We can turn off the landing lights above 10,000s. And everything seems to be working fine. So I do see some big clouds up here. I'm not sure if there's any significant weather in them. I don't think so. I'll just turn on the weather radar to be sure. But it looks like we're gonna make it. Also always make sure you align a heading buck when you're flying, that's always useful. And of course, let's take a look where we're flying right now, and we should be entering controlled airspace pretty soon. Let's take a look and show you if it wants to update. Not 401. As you can see, we're already going to have ATC as soon as we enter Germany, so I think we will be fine. Should ATC during the arrival is, I think, most important always. So okay, gives me some time to finish my coffee, which has turned cold in the meantime, but that's okay. All right. Let me take a look at the chat. So how are you guys doing? Enjoying the departure, I hope. So let's take a look. How long will the flight take? Well, about 1 hour 20 minutes. So we'll arrive in about an hour right now at 20 under Zulu, from what it looks like, and change the MCP altitude to the cruising altitude, flight level 360 for today. And of course, because it's a short route, we don't have any step climbs or anything. Which model matching did I use? I think I answered that in the beginning. I'm using VPilot AI. Looks like we're going to need altitude intervents to keep climbing. VPilot AI is a very nice add-on. I think it's free. You can look it up on Google. You will have to register on a little forum, and there you can download the package. Some great models, I think, which so far I haven't seen any errors or weird things. Of course, some Boeings or other airplanes appear white because I cannot find the proper airline for that model, but that's fine. Yeah, prepared version 4 looks great. Yeah, glad to hear that. The lighting is very good, isn't it? What I also saw recently is that I'm not sure if that's a recent thing, but when you turn on the landing lights in prepared version 4, I think thanks to the dynamic lighting and together with active sky, you now have this really cool lighting effects on clouds, which is really nice. So I could definitely recommend to switch to prepared version 4 if you haven't yet. An add-on like the active sky is really necessary to really enhance the immersion, actually. So it's going to be cloudy up here. We might see that effect when we descend into Hamburg today. So I think it's going to be a bit more cloudy. Let's take a look. Some more questions. If you do have any questions, you can answer them now. That's kind of the quiet phase of the flight, of course, until we get in touch with ATC in Germany. Is there any way to have the PMDG plane lights on while dynamic lights are off? Well, from as far as I know, that doesn't work. They don't have, non-dynamic lights for the landing lights. I hope they will work on that, because there are a lot of people who experience frame rates drop. I have set my anti-aliasing to very low. So if you have set your anti-aliasing to very low, you won't experience much of a frame rate drop when turning on the lights. What I do experience at some airports is that some airports themselves have dynamic lighting as well, and somehow my video card cannot handle that, and I see these black spots appearing everywhere. It happens at Frankfurt, it happens at Hamburg scenery that I have, so I disabled those effects, and then it does work. So there are no dynamic lights at the airport itself. But again, there are things that need to be fixed, like I said, when there's a GSX vehicle behind you, your whole cockpit lights up out of the blue, which is not very realistic. So it still needs some tweaking, but also in performance-wise, of course. So as you can see, we're doing well. We got a lot of headwinds as expected in the flight plan already. 291 degrees at 71 knots. It's probably going to increase even further. My PC specs are in the description. You can find them there. are going to do ATPL. I'm not sure if I'm going to do ATPL, as I told you before. I'm still studying a master's degree at the moment, and flight training might come after that, but I'm not sure about that. There was also a question what scenery is best for Bergen. The Aerosoft scenery I think is best. Cloud9, I think that's a very old product developer. It doesn't actually develop products anymore. Do I have a TeamSpeak server? Asked by Danwood. No, I'm not on TeamSpeak. You know, I'm not. Does Matt Davies do that? I'm not sure. But that would make me drive crazy. Honestly, it's kind of. That's why I also you know, announce these destinations very late, because it doesn't really make sense for everyone to join in if I want to make this video as educational as possible, of course. Okay. Yeah, how is the quality wing streamliner, the Boeing 787? So yeah, if you want to support the channel, feel free to do so. Your contribution is much appreciated. From what I see, looks pretty nice, the add-on. I'm not sure if it's really PMDG level, probably not, but that's okay. But I have heard some stories or some videos out there where it was not able to keep up to cruising altitudes very well, so it was kind of, you know, in this up and down motion across the cruise altitude, which is not very good, I think. And but they fixed that in the meantime, and there's some other issues, I believe. And of course, the biggest issue is that's not available for version 4 yet. Will you do a shared cockpit with one of us? Yeah, well, if you become a patron, then that works. I do do VATSIM flights, and I do shared cockpit flights in the future as well. But I do VATSIM flights with other patrons, so check out my Patreon page if you want to support the Aviation Pro channel and be able to fly together. Unfortunately, I don't have much time to fly myself anyways, so also scheduling live streams is kind of a hard thing to do. Yeah, desk pilot is kind of what they use for sharing cockpit in 737. Never tried that. Okay, so yeah, I hope everyone is doing well. So you know what? I'll turn the seatbelt sign off for you, so you can relax, right? It's hard to see the button. Oh, that's your ground call. Oops, there's no ground to call at this moment. And as you can see, it's kind of cloudy out here. You can see the moon very well. And there's absolutely no weather or traffic issues ahead or anything. Very quiet. But it gives us plenty of time to take a look at the arrival in the end and plan that well. That's very important. Okay. Thanks, bud. Yeah, I'm still studying. That's important, I think, to study, to also have a backup degree, you know, when you go into flight training, because going into flight training is quite a big step, and if you don't have a backup in any way and you fail, or, you know, something medical issue happens to you, then of course it's not nice to yeah, be left without any sort of degree, whatever level, you know. So it's good to study something else first, I think. As you can see, do I have 4 or 8 gigabytes of RAM? Or 2 times 4 or 1 times 8? I have 2 times 4. And is Cloud9 FS Stream Team? I think it is these days. Could be. Remember, there wasn't scenery for Amsterdam. It's Cloud9 Amsterdam, but I think they're FS Stream Team now. Anyways, doing well. We are slowly climbing to our cruise altitude. As you can see, it's not going very fast. Top climb approaching. Let's take a look at the progress page. Still arrival time is 2000 Zulu, so 2200, 10 o'clock local time. Should have plenty of fuel quantity left. What I also kind of like to do is, let me open the captain's FMC by the way, is to take a look at the flight plan, cross-check with the flight plan whether fuel is still correct. It's also an important thing to do, so that when there's some sort of leakage, you know, you identify it properly. So you see our current waypoint is inbound is EDDH. So we can take a look at the progress page. Our fuel at EDDH is going to be 6.6. And as you can see on the flight plan here, it says the fuel remaining is 6.7. So a 0.1 difference fuel at this waypoint. So that's a good sign. It's kind of good to keep an eye on every waypoint on your flight plan to make sure that you meet the fuel requirements. As you can see, 6.7, go to 6.6, and then eventually we end up with about, you know, 4.8 at Hamburg, something like that. So that will be okay. So I'm talking a lot, so if my voice starts to fill, you know why. In the meantime, we're catching up a really straight headwind. I hope the Hamburg controllers will stay in line despite this flight slowed down. But I hope it should be okay. So, any more questions left? Have you done selection for KLM? No, I haven't. Do you use dynamic lighting? Yep, I'm using dynamic lighting. But I've turned it off at the airports, as I've said before, because I don't really like it and it doesn't work for my video card somehow. And KLM is going to expand the fleet with the Boeing 787-10. Yeah, that's correct. And as we also discussed before, the KLM is going to retire the Fokker 70s, which really is the end of an era, because Fokker was a Dutch aircraft company, the Dutch aircraft manufacturer, with a great legacy, you know, with the Fokker 28, the Fokker 50, the 70, the 100. Of course, the 70s are still flying today for KLM, but they're going to make their last flights on Saturday, unfortunately. I think they're going to be transferred to Norwich in England, from what I know, and they're going to be repainted and going to be sent to other airlines, which will still use the aircraft. So that's of course a good thing that those aircraft are still flying. But it's of course a sad fact that the, you know, typical enormous airline like Dutch airline like KLM is retiring these Dutch aircraft, and yeah, that's a sad fact, unfortunately. So you might want to check out the media, maybe some videos about the last Fokker 70 flight for KLM happening this Saturday, the 28th of October. So KLM City Hopper, that's KLM City Hopper, the exact airline that is ditching the Fokker 70. And they're replacing it with the Embraers 170 and 190, of course, you may know. Actually there's a company called Fokker Next Generation or something, or Takeoff aircraft, which was supposed to be designing a new Fokker aircraft, the Fokker 130, but the project is kind of dead. You might want to look that up on Google. You can find a model of the airplane, a website where you can see the new airplane, the new cockpit layout, new engines, new winglets. It's quite cool to see this Fokker design in that new aircraft. Who knows, it might still happen, but I think KLM is going to fully switch to the Embraer. Okay, what does the description say? Is there a mistake in the description? Or could be. Did I put a departure time in there? I think I already removed that, I'm not sure. Anyways, we're flying now. Arrival time should be 2000 Zulu, so that's 10 o'clock local time at Hamburg. Okay. Any other questions? How old are you? I'm 22. Airsoft Amsterdam X, well, that's an old scenery, better use Flight Tampa. Why is KLM sending their Fokker 70s to Asia and South Africa? There's bad maintenance there. And apparently they don't have enough money and items for the Fokker 70 in the Netherlands. Well, yeah, they are cheaper airlines, so I'm sure they want to buy cheap aircraft. Good evening, Dennis. Welcome aboard this flight. Your favorite airline and aircraft? Well, I think the Boeing and KLM is Boeing 737, and KLM is my favorite aircraft, of course. Okay, let's take a look. I'll take a look if I'm arriving into German airspace soon, which will be nice to have some ATC, and ATC in Germany is always pretty good. So as you can see, we're now flying here in the area of Poznan, soon entering the Berlin airspace. And let's take a look at ATC. I think Bremen radar. I think we have to contact that one, or never really sure about which frequency to connect. I'll just wait for the contact me, and then I know which frequency it should be. And let's take a look at the traffic at Hamburg. Not that busy, right? As you can see, there's some traffic on the ground. We got pretty much all 8 sea stations covered, which is really nice. And soon we can plan our arrival, I think, as well. Why not do that right now? Because then we have full concentration and attention to the 8C once it pops up. So the top of descent is going to be in about half an hour. Maybe it's a little bit early to plan the descent right now. Yeah, going smoothly so far. Of course, headwinds kind of slowing us down. In the real world, they would increase the cost index maybe at this point to catch up with flight time. But yeah, it's really necessary right now. Don't think it's going to make a huge difference on this short flight. Okay. Okay, doing good. Do we still see anything outside? A few clouds here and there. But that's about it. There we go. We have some other people joining in. Welcome everyone. So if you want to skip this part and wake up or take a nap and wake up at the landing, make sure you wake up at well, in about half an hour, because then I'm going to start the descent. I realize this is kind of the boring part. I'll have to try to make it as interesting as possible by interacting with you guys. So if you have any questions or an urgent question, make sure you use the super chat function, of course. Let's take a look. Paul D9, hello, good evening. Do I remember you? I gotta be honest with you. I'm not sure. Oh, the event description is about Hamburg. It says 2200 Zulu. Yeah, this should probably be 2000 local time, because HC never really starts at 2200 local time. You know, that's kind of late. It's kind of, if you plan to fly on VATSIM, they kind of go online from 7 o'clock till 10, 11 o'clock local time. Okay. So, but at least there's 8 C's there. Hello, Craft Play Games. Good evening. So, if you just joined in, we're cruising, not being covered by 8C. I'm now on the Unicom frequency 122.8. As you can see, there's some messages popping up every now and then. I'm not sure if you can read them, but there's some messages popping up on Unicom. But there's no real traffic right now to be worried about, so I'm not using it really. Am I a pilot in real life? No, I'm not. That should be pretty clear by now if we're talking about flight training. So once we have 8C in Germany, it will be pretty nice. I think that's when things will start exciting for this live stream. And a beautiful landing in Hamburg, I hope, which is also a very big city. So just like the Warsaw departure, we should have very nice views over the city with all the lights down there. And yeah. What do I think about the ENB series? What's that again? The ENB series. It's like is it like the sky coloring or something? I don't use any of that or PTA stuff. I like the way it looks by default prepared in general. You know, the coloring is perfect for me. Otherwise it kind of looks like a movie. Just like I don't have HDR lighting on in the sim, because then everything starts to bloom, and I don't really like that. Question by Captain Busty: have you thought about building or using an entire full-size home cockpit? Well, I've thought about that, of course, but I know that's not possible because you require a huge budget to do that. Building a home cockpit, I would love to try out one someday. There's actually a full-size cockpit in a little store, the Aviation Mega Store near Amsterdam, which is open, I think, a few times per week. Might try that one, or maybe in a real simulator. Yeah, it's way too costly, of course, and I would not have the room to build one, the funds to do so. But it would be cool. I really admire people who would try and do that. So that's pretty nice. Am I going to the FS weekend in Lelystad? No, I'm not. Unfortunately, I have a lot of other things to do that weekend, so I won't be able to join, unfortunately. Greetings from Ibiza, Balearic Captain. Hello, good evening. Glad you could join in for this flight. Full HC at Warsaw Airport. It's impossible. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, if you book, you should show up, you know. It's a shame if it doesn't. Who knows, a famous, well, not really famous, but a YouTuber might visit you, you know, you never know. But it's okay, you know. At least we're gonna have pretty much full HC for the last part of the flight, which is very nice. So just stay with that. Oh, there's some Polish talk right now going on, but of course I don't understand that. Try to keep the English people, because otherwise people have no idea what we're talking about, of course. Okay, so let's take a look. We're now almost entering German airspace. There's some 8C in Berlin. I think we're gonna contact Bremen radar on 123.92. At least I expect so. 123.92. I think that's the first frequency, so we're just gonna put that in. Florian Harms, pretty well-known name, I think, to some of you. So I hope that's going to be the ATC. Air Force Proud 95, what about it? I think our styles are way different. Here's the exact opposite of seriousness, I think. The seriousness that I try to have in my videos. Yeah, I think that's the first frequency. And then the other frequencies, it's always good to kind of look up which frequencies you can expect, so you don't, I mean, of course, as you know, the VATSIM audio quality is not that good always, so it's kind of good to kind of try to remember what the 8C frequencies are. You can look them up on the chart as well, but in the real world they tend to be a little bit different, or they have multiple 8C stations, multiple frequencies, you know. So that may be a bit harder. So we have two approaches. 123.92 127.67, 118.2. We have, let's take a look, tower 126.85, and then ground 121.7. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're talking about becoming ATC on VATSIM. Yeah, that's a great thing to do. Maybe you can become a center controller. That is online. Some ATC on VATSIM is real nice, some are real mean. Oh well. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's yeah, you have to have luck, I guess. Some regions, some controllers might not be as friendly as others, but then again, it's kind of a professional network, you know. So I mean, as a pilot, you need to put some effort in training yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to be fun for the controllers either, right? I mean, they get training. They sometimes have to wait months to get training to start with delivery, even, you know, because they need a mentor to wait for. It's kind of what happens in the Dutch VAC. So it's good. It's just a good. It's just a good thing to make sure that you know, you as a pilot train yourself, and you know, make a couple of offline flights first, a route that you know, and then try to practice, you know, with ATC slowly. And don't join events. Is ATC online now in Poland? Is that true? Oh yeah, there we go. So hopefully we should receive and contact me shortly. Hopefully. I will check with vPilot, see if I can see that. Probably don't hear anything right now. 134.92 probably. So I'll just wait if they 134.92. Yeah. Well, I'll just wait until he sends a contact me. Actually, maybe he's still setting up voice or something. You never know. So once we have ATC, we'll be able to plan the arrival. Okay. Let's take a look. I will show the iPad. Oh, it's still showing. Okay. So let's take a look at the arrival for tonight into Hamburg. We have ILS runway 23 set up, and I'll load the charts of Hamburg as well. That should be updating, I hope. Yep. So in Germany, it's kind of default to fly in transitions. So we'll be flying the final approach transition to runway 23. This is the wrong one. Runway 23. So we'll end up at Rarup, and if you look at our lags page, we should be able to see that. Flight level 110 or below, as you can see. Rarup to a 3 transition, and Delta Hotel 600 at 220 knots, and Delta 611 220 knots as well, or 220 knots. Until Delta Hotel 655, just have a steady shallow descent, and then 658, and we arrive 655, 658, and we arrive at Pisas, which is going to be our final approach fix at 3000 and above, and then we're going to fly the ILS approach to runway 23. Well, that's the NEB, we don't use that one, of course. So, good evening everyone who's joining in. I'm kind of reviewing the approach right now for runway 23, category 2 approach. Okay. So Pisas, final approach fix, as you can see, an inbound course of 228. There's someone stalking me on message. I'm sorry, but I cannot view all the messages, so please use the YouTube chat if you want to ask a question. So I cannot answer on all communication channels. 228 is set on the MCP. Yeah, I should be able to see that right now. I didn't receive a contact me yet. So. Oh well. So 228, we start our approach at 3000. And I'll show the iPad again. And then we'll just continue the approach from there. Let's take a look. The frequency for this ILS is 111.50. It's also set up here. So we'll tune that in into the nav radios. 111.50. We'll just use one autopilot, one navigation radio, because I can expect to fly manually. Any more questions? I have a bug with Flight Tampa Amsterdam. You can see the ground. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe want to visit the Flight Tampa forum for that. Anyway, so 111.50, 228 standard 3-degree glide slope. The minimums for this approach, well, we'll just fly category 1, and we're category C aircraft, so 280 on the barrel. Okay. 280 is going to be our minimums. And in case of a misapproach, we'll climb straight ahead via Foxtrot uniform to 5.5 DME of Alpha Lima Foxtrot, which is 115.8. Then a left turn to the Hamburg VOR, climbing to 4000, so I have the Hamburg VOR in the standby, 113.1. Also up here, just tune that one up here, 130.1. Going to be flying inbound to that VOR in case of a misapproach, so pretty straightforward go around procedure. And a misapproach altitude is going to be 4,000 feet, so 1,000 feet above the start of the approach. Okay. So that's all set. We'll take a look at the VREF. Let's take a look. I will use the same method as before. Looking which. Hi Roberto, good evening. Welcome. Thanks for joining in. So I have the fuel quantity 6. Current fuel quantity is 5.9 or 6. 6. Let's make it 6, so 1.4 less. So it's going to be making 64.9 up here, giving us the following VREF speeds. But I'll also take a look at the flight plan to see what PFBX said about that. VREF flaps 30 landing. VREF for 30 is indeed 148, so that's the same. And the ILS and the Warsaw are correct. So the approach is already reviewed, of course a bit early on, but that's okay I guess. Let me see where we're flying. We need to update. I think we're soon entering German airspace. I still no controller controlling me, unfortunately. But I expect that Bremen radar will do so in a minute. Okay, so that's kind of the approach briefing. And once we land, maybe we also want to look at that. Once we land, let's take a look. Of course, we need to kind of know where we're going to go after landing, so we don't get lost when we're going to taxi. So this is kind of a combined charge using old and new scenery. So the red ones are the new real world markings. I think my scenery is the same. So we're landing runway 23, as you can see. We'll probably vacate at Delta 7 or Delta 4. I'll just use an auto brake of 2, kind of standard setting, and with speed brakes on it and idle reverse. And then we'll vacate at Delta 4 or Delta 7, whichever comes first. And then I think we'll continue taxi via Delta 1, Bravo 6 to the apron. And once we arrive at the apron, we have the following taxi for the gates. I think these are the up-to-date gates. So Delta 1, Bravo 6. And then either of these stands, for example 03, 02, or maybe one of the 50 or 60 stands, either of those. I think that's the one for the 737. We'll see what happens. Actually, just some vacate to the left, and then we should be fine. Am I flying 356 knots? Yeah, I'm flying very slowly. There's a lot of headwind today. As you can see, 95 knots headwind, so that's pretty significant. Don't see that much headwind very often. But that's okay. Alright, so I think we've reviewed our approach, and now we just wait for some ATC to contact us, hopefully. So if you have any questions about the approach, feel free to chime in, of course. I'll take a look at the chat. What do you think about the Wilco E-jets? I like them. I really love the ERJ jets of the Wilco Fueled Air developer. Fortunately, those are not available in prepared version 4. Might become available before prepared version 4, or at least the Embraer 170 and 190 series, but we'll see. Okay. So it's kind of getting laggy, I'm not sure why. Maybe there's some active sky clouds loading. Wow. Not really sure why that is happening. Hope the stream is still okay. Could be all the clouds, maybe some scenery loading somewhere. Okay. How are we doing here? So we'll soon enter German airspace, and I expect some ATC, hopefully. Let me check the settings if everything is still okay. Yeah, seems to be okay. Not sure why my frame rates are dropping at the moment. But, this is pretty bad. I've never seen that before. Sometimes it happens when you look in certain directions, but like when you look there, I think there's some clouds loading or something. Ooh, 9.5. I better just look at the cockpit. I think it's the clouds that are loading or something. Okay. There's some more questions coming in. I'll try to answer some questions. If you use a super chat, I will definitely answer your question. But I bet I missed some, so I'm sorry about that. Okay. Pan for the low speed. Yeah, I don't think that's necessary. Where did you get the charts? Well, as always, charts finding is very important, of course, and I just went to the VATSIM Germany website, and there's a link to charts for every airport there. You can download a complete zip package, which you can use. And I upload all my charts to Dropbox, which I can view using iPad, so that's very handy. And yeah, those charts are always up to date, but yeah, basically you can expect them to be up to date, so that's very nice. So there's something going on here that's really lowering the frame rates. Not sure what is happening. I hope it will be alright once we arrive in Hamburg. Probably some kind of cloud texture that my GPU doesn't like or something. The new active sky update is making skies blurry somehow. Is it? I'm not sure. It might be the lighting effect of the landing lights on the clouds. Actually, I've seen that effect happening, so looks pretty cool, actually. Another question by Jacob: did you ever play any combat flight sims? Yeah, a very long time ago. I did play very old version of Combat Flight Simulator. I do play other games that are you know, involve some aircraft like Battlefield or something, but not that often anymore. So I do fly combat airplanes every now and then. Another question by Max NGX related to YouTube. How do you get a lot of subs? I don't know, just make good content, you know, and just to you know, be original, you know. I think that's the best tip to give. Don't try to replicate someone's content in any way. Just make your own original content and think about it as well, you know. It's good to be unique when you're flying, or when you're using YouTube in general, I think. Okay, still no ATC. I'll check vPilot one more time whether I did not receive a contact me in the meantime. No, I didn't. I think we'll contact Bremen shortly, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Oh, look at that. Frames are just dropping to 5 when I look at this cloud. It's really weird. I've never seen that happening before. Let's take a look. Traffic. Oh, traffic. See that? Minus 44. Not sure what that traffic is doing. He disappeared already. Not sure what happened there. Anyways. Any more questions, guys? Now is the moment before we start our descent. As you can see, our top of descent is coming up in about 60 miles from now, which should be about 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. The top of descent, as you can see. The FMC is fully prepared. And just write down the VREF as well. VREF is 148, and oh, maybe it's a good idea to look at the weather, by the way. It's going to be kind of important. So the weather at Hamburg currently, wind 270 degrees 9 knots, so we're going to have a little bit of crosswind from the right, not that much. Visibility is still good, more than 10 kilometers. Broken at 1600, temperature 13, dew point 10, and QNH is 1018, so I can already put the QNH in there. Can't really see that well. 1018, yeah, there we go. That should do it. And no significant change, so very stable weather in Hamburg. Should not be something to worry about. Okay. I can answer a few questions now we're here. 15 miles to pass the Polish border, yeah. So I think I will get some more information about the ATC. How do you communicate on Unicom? Well, you just use vPilot. You can use vPilot to type text messages. I heard that they're working on vPilot for voice, some kind of voice or Unicom capability. There's been a lot of debate about that because people would abuse it and all that stuff, but maybe it would be nice. But of course it requires a lot of coding because you don't want the whole VATSIM community to talk at once. You only want to hear people that are in your region, just like Unicom works now. You can only, if you write a message on Unicom frequency, only a certain range, people within a certain range will receive that message. Not everyone on VATSIM tuned on Unicom will receive that message, of course. Okay. There we go. So Alien 21. So there's an event in Milan. I'll think about that. Maybe I'll join that one sometime. VFR video, yeah, I know. I think maybe it will be part of the VATSIM series that I will make. Maybe there will be some VFR included as well. honestly, I don't really enjoy VFR flying using flight sims and on VATSIM myself, because in the real world it's a whole lot different, trust me. But yeah, maybe with explain it's better to VFR fly. And it's kind of hard to explain using, you know, in every country, in every region, the VFR flying is a bit different, so that's kind of difficult. IFR flying with airliners is kind of the common thing on VATSIM. So the PMDG 777, yeah, I have that one as well. Haven't really flown it yet recently because of the 747. Where do you set the QNH? Well, here there's this barrow knob, or sorry, this one, the barrow knob. You put it to inches or hectopascal, and in Europe you use hectopascal. So you can already set the barrow. You can set it here. So it's 30016 inch. That's because the first officer's barrow knob is set to inches, but you can already preset it here, and then once you push the standard button on the, or this one on the barrow knob, then it will switch to 1018 automatically. Okay. Let's take a look. What do the 3 buttons on the right side of the yoke do? That's just a memory device. So it's great to put your flight number there. Like my flight number today is lot 401, so I put 401 there. Of course, you're also going to have days when you have 4 characters or letters in your call sign. In that case, yeah, you just use the first 3 letters of your call sign, last 3 letters, whatever. So it's just a memory device to kind of remember any number that you use during the flight, and I like to put it on the call sign. Because of course, especially in the real world, pilots fly with different call signs, you know, multiple times a day, so they don't want to mix them up, of course. Hello, Karsten. Good evening. Oh, you're flying as well. Good to hear. 1 hour 45 minutes after my ATA. Okay. So you probably will be able to see me approaching Hamburg. Hectopascal is just a measure of atmospheric pressure. Matt saying, yeah, he's just been approached to Portugal. Do you know any nice scenery? I'm not really sure about nice scenery in Portugal. I'm more into, you know, kind of Central Europe flying, Western Europe. I don't really visit Southern Europe that much. I bet Madeira is nice. That would actually be a very nice airport to fly to, close to Portugal, of course. Hello, Dylan. Good evening to you. And Bram, good evening to you as well. So I think we've gone through the list a little bit so far. I wonder why I don't have A to C. It's weird. So Bremen radar should be online. What else? I don't know why. The controllers probably know what they're doing. If I don't have ATC before I really cross the, I can show you. If I don't have ATC when I cross this border, then there's something to worry about, I think. It could be that VATMap doesn't draw the sectors very well. It might actually be Eurocontrol that is online but doesn't. Yeah, it's kind of a mess with all the sectors. But I'm uncontrolled right now, so I do have my transponder mode on though, but so I'm not really sure why. Still having this laggy frame rate when I look at these clouds. Kind of weird, but okay. We'll see what happens. Top of descent is coming up. What is the ETA? Expected time of arrival, indeed. And for me, that is 2000 Zulu still. 2000 Zulu. So in about 35 minutes. So we're now entering the exciting part. So Make sure you join in, and if you just joined in, welcome to this video, welcome to this live stream. We'll be approaching Hamburg shortly. Alright, looking good. So feel free to share this stream with anyone who should know more about flight simming. Maybe this is a good opportunity to show what it looks like, how professional and wonderful it can be to be on flight sim. It's just a great hobby, isn't it? It's just great. Let me drink something before my voice dies. Alright. 12392. Yeah, I was wondering about Eurocontrol. Maybe he's too busy. I'll ask him if he can provide A to C for me in a private message, maybe. It might also be that he is not contacting me because I will be go to Bremen radar soon. But as always, that never hurts to ask via private message whether you should contact the controller that you think you should contact. Oh yes, so I can contact him. On let's take a look. His frequency is 13542-450. So I think he kind of forgot me. So we'll have A to C from now on, okay? So and now it's going to get exciting. And we can request descent immediately, by the way. Maastricht, good evening. Lot 401, inbound VDIS, flight level 360, we're ready for descent.
Lot 401, nothing to identify, descent flight level 240.
Descent flight level 240, lot 401. Okay, 240 is going to be the first altitude we're going to go to. So I might not be able to listen to or see all questions anymore. We'll have to focus on A to C. It's going to be the exciting part. So make sure you join in for the landing. Share the stream. We're going to be landing in about half an hour. Are we already passing our top of descent? Yeah. We also use the descent now function, but we're already passing it. So in a few seconds. So it really doesn't matter anymore. There we go. We're going to start our descent. Turn the seatbelt sign on and the descent checklist.
Eurocontrol, this is Channel 79 and the center at 110 with you.
This pressurization landing altitude is set at 100. We'll check the recall. Recall is checked. Auto brake is set at 2. Landing data we have set to VREF at 148. Minimums at 280.
Channel 569, I contact 1120.0.73.
And the approach briefing is completed, which completes the descent checklist. Alright. Yeah, we're hitting some heavy clouds. Let's see if I can fix that maybe by restarting active sky. Maybe that helps. Oh. Apparently that was not a good idea.
Channel 79 Eurocontrol identified.
Just stabilize the aircraft manually. Apparently it's not a good idea to restart active sky. Maybe it's the active sky update, I don't know. Airplane looks stabilized again. LNAV, VNAV. And we're on track. I'm sure the passengers didn't like that. But that's okay. The frame rates are still the same. I'm not sure why the clouds are so heavy today. I'll have to look at those settings again. That's the downside of updates, you know, for any add-on. You know, usually the add-ons break something, so... Do I watch videos of Captain Joe? Yeah, I do watch them. They're really nice. I think, has he released a video yet today? I mean, it's Aviation Thursday, so... I bet he has released one. My speed brakes are armed already. Okay, descending for Hamburg. And I'll have the ATC list at the ready so I can see which frequency to contact next. So I just have the ATC list here on my iPad open. I could also use a second screen. It's kind of handy looking up frequencies. Sometimes controllers talk so fast that you can't hear them. Alright, frames are really getting low now. Kind of reminds me of the FS2 downs to 4 days. It kind of happens as well sometimes. Just a thick layer of clouds and then bad frame rates. Oh well. We should expect another update of Prepared hopefully in November, which maybe we'll be able to fix some more issues in performance, hopefully. So we did release a video, Captain Joe, okay, nice, about de-icing, yeah, or de-ice modes, and that's nice. And of course the other YouTuber mentor pilot as well, hopefully has released a video. Those I think are the kind of the biggest real-world pilot YouTubers right now, which are very worthwhile to watch. Captain Joe and Mentor Pilot, so check those channels out. Really useful information, and I know that Mentor Pilot is a really nice video on FMC planning or programming of the Boeing 737. So if you love the flying at the 737 and really want to know how a real pilot programs it, make sure you check out that video, because it's really good. Okay. Oh, going well so far. I think we'll go to Bremen radar shortly. If he is still online, not really sure actually. Over to Bremen 123.92, lot 401. Good evening, bye bye. Okay, we'll go to 123.92, Bremen radar. And we are inbound. Bravo Kilo Delta. Which waypoint would that be? Maybe check on the flight plan. Which VOR station. It's kind of good to pull out the name of the VOR station if you can.
Bremen Center for Bremen, Center to 453 at cloud 370.
Brunkendorf, okay.
Left hand there 2453.
So is the audio still okay for you guys? Let me know. This controller sounds a bit loud.
Papa Oscar, Victor Echo Lima.
And next inbound waypoint is Upmal. So we'll go after this one.
Posted direct to Polo over the front level 453, thank you.
Bremen, guten Abend, slot 401. Also flight level 250, flight level 240, inbound Boeing.
Let's say WVH. Good evening, my friend. Defense level 110 direct Hamburg. You can expect that this week.
Okay, I didn't get expect runway 23 direct to RYANAIR, and please confirm the flight level for lot 401.
Lot 401, 110. 1112.
Yeah, okay, we'll go to flight level 110, lot 401. Good evening to you. 110, altitude intervent.
100, inbound EDDH.
So, as you can hear, very friendly ATC controllers. So I saw people talking about unfriendly ATC controllers, but they're also friendly ATC controllers. And this one is very friendly. So as you can hear, we can expect runway 23. Sounds like a happy frequency.
Transmission RYANAIR auf die Preise. Guten Abend, welcome aboard runway 23 in Hamburg, direct no-go. Thank you, sir. From the 777, direct no-go, flight level 320.
So direct RYANAIR, which will bring us to the start of the transition. So, well, he said, yeah, the ATC controller is happy to see me.
Contact that Bremen 127
I think that was for me. Not really sure.
Lot 401.
Yeah, over to Bremen radar on 127.67 for lot 401. Have a good evening, sir. Bye bye.
Yeah, and you have a safe landing. Bye bye.
Danke. So we'll go to the next frequency. So oh yeah, he was greeting me. I think it was in Polish. vacc-ger. Sounds kind of Czech, Slovak. We'll go to the next frequency, 127.67. Which is Hamburg approach, or in this case also called Bremen radar.
Ryanair 743 Delta, Bremen radar hello, identified climb flight level 60.
Yeah, ATC in Germany is always very happy. Bremen radar, guten Abend, lot 401, inbound RYANAIR. Received that. Probably not.
Hamburg direct 119 decimal 2 for your 39 Tango down. Österreich, onshore.
Bremen radar, good evening, lot 401, inbound RYANAIR.
Lot 401, then hello, identified. Information to Bravo, 766, push runway 23, fly heading 300, descent flight level 9.
Let's runway 23, fly heading 300, descent flight level 90 for lot 401. Heading select, so we'll get vectors right now. Transition level, I have to check that. Let me just quickly check the ATIS here in vPilot.
Ryanair 743 Delta, climb flight level 100.
Transition level
Climbing 100, 743 Delta.
is 60. This kind of the stuff that you actually have to do before. But that's okay. So we're getting vectored now, very nice. Level 90. Stay on VNAV for the moment.
Ryanair 743 Delta, contact Bremen radar 143 decimal 92,
123.9 for RYANAIR, good evening, goodbye.
Descending with flight level 90.
American 7, fly heading 360. Heading 360, left 7.
And I think that's an update in the ICAO phraseology that you do not say 300 anymore, but 300. Same for 200 or 100. And also flight levels, so not flight level 200, just flight level 200. I believe there was an update to the ICAO phraseology about that. Okay, how many people do we still have with us? Hello everyone. So expect landing in about 20 minutes, so make sure you join in. Thanks Pilot Panos. Glad you enjoyed the videos. I lost all the questions here, I'm sorry guys, but hope you have a great time there in the cabin. Oh, we can call the chat box the cabin, it's kind of nice I think. But with an open cockpit door of course, so you can actually see what's going on. So we got some low clouds. Descent flight level 70, lot 401. And I'll change the level change right now. There's a bit more hand-on approach to my descent planning. So as we're saying, there were some brief spots on the weather radar here, just a little bit of rain here and there, but nothing to be of concern, to be avoided. And we can already see some lights popping up down there, very nice. Can I make a video about what QNH is? Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe Captain Joe, our mentor pilot, will make a video about those kind of topics. So I'm currently planning to update VATSIM tutorial series. So let's see what will be the next frequency. We might get to another approach controller. I'm not really sure. Maybe we'll stay with this one. If we stay with this one, the next frequency is going to be 126.85 for tower. So is the HC audio still okay for you guys? Is it loud enough in relation to all the other audio? Let me know. It's not super busy here, so left heading 290, lot 401. Left heading 290.
Lot 401, correction 280.
Heading 280, lot 40. So a little bit further. Steady approach. Loud and clear? Okay, good to hear guys. Thanks. Yeah, new VATSIM tutorials. Hope you look forward to them. Okay, I'll reduce speed to 250. And we'll turn on the landing lights. Oh, see that? See that effect? Isn't that nice? It's not pitch perfect, of course, but that's okay. There we go. I think the airport's loading over there, as you can see. Some runway lights. Well, those are very, very clearly visible. So landing in about 10 minutes. If you have any friends who would like to see this landing, make sure you send them this live stream, because now we'll get to the exciting part, of course. And there are some nice lights. Some low clouds up ahead. Not really significant though. Still doing 250 knots. And the X-plane does have that effect. Descent 5,000 feet, QNH 1018, lot 401. Okay, we're descending to 5000s. QNH 1018 is already in there, so we just press standard. Yeah, where's the airport? Well, it's pretty obvious in this case. Alright. So it's good that we get vectors, shorten our approach I think a little bit. Kind of following the profile still now. As you can see there's one aircraft right here. 2500 feet below us, you can see him over there in the clouds. Very nice.
EDDH, good evening.
Traffic.
Is the 17 radar low identity one is transferred on the mountain reset?
EDDH, only best connection. Could you just repeat the message? Thank you.
And we'll switch to standard or to the local QNH of 1018. So we're passing the transition level, sort of transition level.
EDDH 1, climb to flight level 100.
Would I ever switch to X-plane? Well, probably not. Alright, 5000. So guys, I will not be responding to messages. Right heading 050, lot 401. Because, hello, push up the plane.
Person 5, confirm that's heading 050.
Okay, we're doing good so far.
Plus 401, contact on the Delta on 118 decimal 2, call sign only.
Hamburg director on 118 decimal 2, call sign only, lot 401, bye bye. Okay, 1182, so that's an intermediate frequency, tower is going to be 12685. So Hamburg director is this frequency. Hamburg, good evening, lot 401.
Lot 401, direct, hello.
Okay. So let's not get any further descent clearance yet.
Lot 401, reduce speed to 30 knots indicated.
Reduce indicated to 30 knots, lot 401. So we're kind of slowing down right now. So I think landing in about 5 to 10 minutes, guys. So make sure you join in. We'll let people know to join in and watch this landing. Hopefully it will be a nice one. My throttles and all that stuff doesn't feel like it sometimes does if you don't forget the landing lights. Okay, looking good. And in a moment the ground frequency is going to be 1217. So we have two more frequencies coming up, tower on 12685 and ground to 121.7. And I'll check the approach checklist. Altimeters are set at 1018. That's checked. Landing checklist is to go. Okay.
Left 401 to left heading 320, descent 4,000 feet.
Left heading 320, descent 4,000 feet, lot 401. Left heading 320, so we're kind of flying on the base leg right now. Descending 4,000 feet. Check out those lights, isn't that beautiful? Very realistic, I think. It's good to have that in this sim now as well. Yeah, I also hope that the sim doesn't crash, you never know.
American 7, over tower, 106.85. This is landing line. Over the tower, American 7, good evening.
It's a real American which you can hear. The US accent. Look at those clouds. Wow. Love that. Would love to fly approach in a fog or something, you know, really have that light effect until the very last moment.
Left 401, turn left heading 270.
Left heading 270, lot 401. There we go. Nice lights down there. You can see that the glide slope is already becoming active at this point. And hope we can descend further.
Left 401, turn left heading 260, descend 3000, clear left 23.
Left heading 260, descend 3000, clear ILS runway 23, lot 401. Okay, so we'll descend 3000, we're cleared for the ILS approach. Once we reach 3000, I will, let's select flaps 1 actually, just to create some drag. Don't want to come in too fast and too high. Okay, so guys, get ready for landing. Cabin crew, take your seats, I would say. Maybe a little bit later. I'll put the starter switches to continuous. And I'll arm view our lock modes. I will keep descending on flight level change mode for the moment. As always, the 737 is hard to descend. Might need to use some speed brakes. Yeah, let's use some speed brakes actually. So I can already see it coming that it just enters the approach way too fast. We don't want that to happen, of course. At 3,000 feet, we'll arm the approach modes. And we'll reduce to 160 knots. And I'll make sure I have the ground charted ready, so we know what to do when we arrive there. Flaps 5. I'll put speed brakes up and arm them again. The glide slope is captured. There's a cloud blocking the view now of the airport, so we not actually can see it. Brace, brace, brace. Well, it's not going to be that bad. Flaps 10. Let's take a look. Okay. 2500s. Once we pass the that's a marker, we're going to 3. That's where we're gonna reduce the final approach speed of 153 today. There we go. Put all the lights on. Set to go around to 4000. Over the tower 126.85, lot 401. Good evening, bye. Okay, over to tower.
Lufthansa 1362, thank you. Stockholm Charlie, line up on the P3D behind the Boeing 738, just departing behind. Starting up runway 3.
Put the gear down.
Stockholm Charlie, we're fully ready to hover 132. American 7, welcome to Hamburg. Turn left into Delta 1, hold short runway 33.
And we'll put flaps 30. Hamburg, good evening, lot 401, ILS runway 23.
Lot 401, Hamburg Tower, good evening. Wind check 260 degrees, 8 knots, runway 23, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 23, lot 401. Okay, let's do landing checklist. Engine start switches continuous. Speed brake armed, landing gear down, flaps 30 green lights. Okay.
Ready for taxi, data.
I'll take over manually. Tune in the ground frequency. We're ready. 1217.
Delta Bravo Echo, that's copy there, coming Boeing 738 from the left, call me plane inside.
There we go. So enjoy the landing, guys. Are you all seated? Look at this approach. Beautiful, isn't it?
Behind the Boeing 738, take the holding point.
Very stable. Little crossing from the right.
And Delta 9, and please call me when you are fully ready for the question.
Not really an issue.
Via Delta 1, Delta 9, behind taxiing Boeing 738. Will you call back when ready for departure?
Thank you.
Landing. Those lights are a bit weird there. That's okay.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh, floating a little bit. Oh, come on. This is big floating.
Lufthansa 1362, wind 260 degrees, 8 knots, runway 33, cleared for
Gonna have to use some reversers if they work.
Runway 33, Lufthansa 136.
I'm gonna switch to manual braking now.
Bye-bye.
Using a lot more runway. Somehow my reversers don't activate. There's always something happening. Oh, we'll vacate here to the left. Strobe lights are off.
The 401, welcome to Hamburg, turn left into Delta 1, hold short runway 33.
Left onto Delta 1, hold short runway 33, lot 401. So the landing was kind of late, guys, as you can see.
Runway 33, on the other side call apron on 1
A lot of floating, unfortunately. Thanks for the compliments. Technically,
you know you are always working. Good night.
It was not the best landing because I was floating a lot. The reversers don't activate. It's something to find out why that is happening, but that's okay. Anyways, we arrived in Hamburg. Welcome everyone. We're continuing on to Delta 1. I'll show you this charts shortly. So we're still with the tower frequency at this stage, and we're gonna go over to apron once we've crossed runway 33. So we're gonna have to hold short here at runway 33. Of course, we don't want to cross that because it's an active runway. Okay. So we'll hold short there. That's interesting. A United Boeing 737. I like the looks of it though.
Hamburg Tower, Delta Echo, Bravo Echo, and holding contact with 33 on taxiway Delta 9, ready for departure.
Delta Bravo Echo, thank you, that's copy. Please leave the control zone via November 2, November 1, right turn after cruise, your scope 2524.
So there's some aircraft there, the apron. It's quite busy, which is nice.
Leaving control zone via November 1, not and November 2.
Flaps are up, by the way.
Right turn approved and
This is Delta 1, yeah.
Delta Bravo Echo.
And runway 33 is here.
Bravo Echo, wind 260 degrees, 8 knots, runway 33, cleared for takeoff.
And there's actually an aircraft departing, so always look out for the red signs. As you know, that's a runway. Holding point.
Break, dot 401, cross runway 33, on the other side call apron, on 121.70, good night.
Cross runway 33, contact the apron on the other side on 121.70, lot 401. Bye bye. So there's no aircraft departing. Let me go to the first officer seat.
Ich grüße dich, Stefan. The wind 26 degrees, 8 knots, runway 23, clear to land.
Maybe it was on an intersection departure or something.
Delta Bravo 8, please squawk 2524.
So strobe and steady. And we'll take a look where we'll park.
Delta Bravo 8, please squawk 2524.
Okay. Hamburg apron, good evening, lot 401.
Lot 401, Hamburg apron, hello, taxi to stand 02 Alpha, via Zulu 3 and Zulu 1.
Taxi to stand 02 Alpha via Zulu 3 and Zulu 1, lot 401. Okay, so we'll just continue straight ahead. Might have seen it on the ground chart where that is. Continue straight ahead onto Zulu 3. There's some stands over here, so we'll actually be parking at the real gates. And, let me call up GSX again. Might be nice to have some marshaller. Gates. Oh, it's not in there. Not sure if it's in there. Gate 02 Alpha. That's that one. Okay. There we go. I don't think this one works actually. No, looks like we don't have GSX on this gauge, unfortunately, but I'll just make an educated guess where to stop. So my throttles are not fully cutting to idle. There we go, that's better. I think this is kind of alright. Alright, we'll set the parking brakes, we'll connect to ground power. And there we are. And we'll turn the engines off. Okay. I'll turn the dome lights on for you guys. There we go. So welcome everyone into Hamburg. Hope you enjoyed that live stream. So it was, yeah, pretty uneventful flight actually. Fortunately there was no ATC in Poland, but I'll sign up with the controller by the way, so I can talk properly to you guys. With any further questions, I'll be able to answer them now. Lot 401 is on the box. Thanks you for the ATC and see you again. Bye bye. Okay. So that's it guys, there you have it. We've arrived into Hamburg. I still have to turn off my anti-collision and strobe lights. There we go. So there's quite some traffic around. There's some Air Berlins there, there's British Airways, Lufthansa. Yeah, looking good. So yeah, the flight was pretty smooth. Sorry about the audio issues there during the... Yeah, the transponder is off during the start, but I'm glad it was fixed. And yeah, of course, this is my second live stream actually on this channel, so yeah, you know, it's still it's a learning curve sometimes, and when you want to do a lot of stuff at the same time. Anyways, yeah, that's about it. Are there any questions? Thanks for joining, everyone. Thank you, Karsten. Thank you, Max and Luke. Brian, thank you very much for watching. Yeah, I really appreciate it, guys, that you joined this flight. And if you've watched this flight later, of course, a lot of thanks to you for watching. Also, a lot of thanks to my patrons over at patreon.com for supporting the channel. And I'm happy to report that I will do more live streams in the upcoming weeks. Also, a shared cockpit. Well, multi-crew. It's not a shared cockpit. I'm just gonna have my buddy Twan next to me again. We'll see where we'll fly. Probably gonna be using the 747 again. And yeah, so let's take a look. I think I'm gonna go for a beer. Yeah, I think my vocal cords will like that, actually. Alright, so I think I'll cut down the stream. Thank you everyone for joining, and I will of course keep you up to date regarding new streams, and of course also regarding the new VATSIM tutorial series that I will make. That will help you to become a good pilot on the VATSIM network, and also help new pilots in general to make a good start. I think that's very important. I think on the frequency today it was pretty good. Didn't hear any strange stuff. Yeah, of course every night is a little bit different. And yeah, we'll see for next time. I hope that we have full ATC for sure, and maybe flying from 1 and 2 events. You know, that would ensure some more ATC. So yeah, thank you guys. We'll definitely enjoy that beer from Hamburg. I'm sure they have nice beer in Hamburg. Maybe some bratwurst as well. I mean, been to Berlin, had some bratwurst there and all that stuff. It's always good. Alright guys, I'll be turning off the stream now. Thanks a lot for joining, and I'll see you next time. Have a good night. And there we go. I will stop the stream. See you around, and enjoy your evening. Bye bye.